Hi there, it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you very much for joining me again today. I am very sorry that I have been missing in action. I, as you know, went to On Stage in Orlando, had the most amazing time, more on that on another video, but I came back with flu. So I have been feeling a bit sorry for myself, and it's taken me a while to get back to actually being able to talk enough to shoot a video. So this is the thank you gift that I am sending to my customers very late, I'm sorry, who shopped with me in October. Many apologies. I actually didn't receive my thank you gifts until after I left for Orlando. Was hoping to get things out as soon as I got back, and as I say, came back with flu, so that was that. So this is my thank you gift. Well, this is what everyone who shopped with me is going to get. Those of you who shared or used the hostess code will also be getting some product, and you're getting a stamp set, just saying. So I thought I would just show you very quickly how to make these. These are great for this time of year, for teacher gifts, for craft fairs, for all those sorts of things. Really quick and easy to make. So I have bought my little notepads from my local Wilko. Other manufacturers and suppliers are available, but they're a very unique, you can't be very unique, they are a unique size, so they are specific to Wilko, but the same rules apply. So these measure 3 1/4 by 4 inches in rough terms. So I have cut Poppy Parade cardstock so that it is slightly over 3 1/4 by slightly over 4 inches. Plus I've allowed, actually I've cut it at 5 inches. So I've allowed 1/4 inch, because this is 1/4 inch for the top, and then 3/4 inch for the piece that goes down the back. So that then covers this nasty black piece. You keep the black piece on because that's what's holding everything together. I've cut off the generic cover, but it means that when you open it up, it's a nice cover. It's very fractionally longer than the notepad, which is good because it means it's easy to open. What I would say is keep your embellishment flat, because if this is going to go into someone's handbag or pocket, you don't want anything to be proud that would catch. So I've not used dimensionals to stick on my Mrs. Santa Claus. I've just used flat adhesive. So let me show you how I've made them. I've used the Signs of Santa stamp set and matching dies, and then blends to colour Mrs. Santa Claus in. I'm not going to show you that today. All I would say is everything that I'm showing you today from the Santa, oh, I've forgotten what it's called now, the Signs of Santa, good grief, Santa's Workshop suite, is very limited stock. So if you want it, get it now. Because once it's gone, it is not going to be replaced. So if you want anything from the Signs of Santa Workshop suite, order it now. That's a really good time to order anyway, because if you shop with on my online store and use the host code, for every £30 you spend in November, you will get an entry into my birthday prize draw, which is for a set of Many Marvellous markers. So now is a perfect time to be stocking up anyway. So I have already, as I say, scored at 4 inches and 4 1/4 inches, or if you look at it the other way, at 3/4 inch and 1/4 and an inch. So I've burnished those. I've put tear and tape at the top of the large piece. I've not stuck any tear and tape on the piece that goes on top, but I've stuck 2 pieces on the piece that then goes down the back. So the first thing I am going to do is remove that piece, and then I'm going to balance my little book so that it's snug and then flip up, making sure that it is absolutely central. Hopefully you can see that I've got new lighting, yay! So hopefully that's helping. So we pop that on, make it as square as possible, and then we can remove these two items, or these two backing strips, and then pop those in my little bin, and then fold those over, and then with my nice new centre stage bone folder, more of that later in the week, I can burnish that down so that it's well stuck. So I have cut from the flocked candy cane stripe, which has got the bows on the back, a piece of the designer series paper that is just 1/4 of an inch shorter, so that it's got a nice border. Now, as I say, you need to cut yours so that it fits your notepad. So you're going to measure your notepad, add 1 inch at the top to go round the back. That's assuming you've got 1/4 of an inch and assuming that that will then cover the black that was there. Then your designer series paper needs to be 1/4 of an inch smaller on 2 sides than the front of your notebook. And then that is going to just stick in the middle there. And I'm just going to grab some liquid adhesive. Now I'm using liquid adhesive. You could use tear and tape. I would be tempted not to use snail, only because, again, if this is going into someone's handbag or pocket, it's going to be fairly well abused. So you want a really strong adhesive. So if you were lucky enough to get some of the Fast Fuse when it was on the clearance rack recently, then that would be great. I wouldn't use it for sticking the card to the notebook personally, but it would be very good for sticking your designer series paper to the front of your notebook. And then I've got another piece that is these little elves just walking through with parcels, and this is cut. It happens to be at 2 inches because that's the gives me 2 lines of them, and again it's the same width as my designer series paper. And again I'm going to stick that down with liquid adhesive, and one of the reasons for liquid adhesive on this is because the candy cane is flocked, the liquid adhesive will get into the flocking, so you'll get a better adhesion, whereas tear and tape, I'm just going to slide that off my work surface so I don't get glue everywhere. So yes, and I'm just popping this an arbitrary amount up from the bottom. It's not particularly in the middle, it's not particularly anything in particular, it's just where it happens to be. And then Mrs. Claus, and again I'm just adding a thin layer of liquid adhesive. I'm going to cough in a moment because I can feel it coming. So please, when that happens, bear with me, which is now. I am significantly better in that I am upright, but it is still with me. So I'm just popping that in the bottom corner, and I'm deliberately going over the designer series paper so that it's onto the cardstock. It's one of those things, it looks more meant that way. And there we are. So there are 3 of them. I've got some more to make, but I thought I'd start with 3 and go from there. So I hope you enjoyed that. As I say, if you shop with me in November, and I'm afraid this is UK only because I only operate in the UK, if you shop with me in November, for every £30 you spend and use the hostess code, you will be entered into the prize draw for a set of Mini Marvellous markers. So one lucky winner will be £112.75 worth of product better off come the beginning of December, and I'll get those posted out to the lucky winner as early as I can in December. So thank you very much indeed for watching. If you don't already sign up to my newsletter, please do. There's some exciting stuff coming later this month, and that's all to do with discounts. In fact, it's later this week. So it's all discounts, so, you know, it's another good time to shop with me. If you don't already subscribe to my YouTube channel, again, please, bottom right hand corner, that would be great. And if you've got any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to contact me. Either leave a comment below, or all my contact details are over on my blog, which is linked immediately below, and that will have pictures of these notebooks, plus the dimensions that I've used for these, confirmation of where I got them, etc, etc. Thank you very much indeed for watching. As I say, if you've got any questions, please contact me. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you very soon.